Hi, I'm Sophia and I draw animals, and today we are doing pet portrait practice. That is hard for me to say. I plan on opening commissions very soon and doing a massive shop update very soon because I have a lot of stickers that I just ordered and I'm formatting prints and gotta get those ordered because they take a little bit longer and also are way more expensive. I plan on opening commissions. I want specifically to do pet portraits. I have done some like one-off like cartoon people couple portrait things and stuff like that. I definitely want to focus on animals and I'm trying to choose a style, so I'll be messing around with that today because I still want to keep things affordable while still being stylized and fun for me, but also the buyer, the purchaser, the person who's getting the service. However, I don't want it to break the bank. So that is my plan. I have to find a way to balance the amount of time and effort and materials this would take and make sure that I'm still paying myself properly. So that's a lot of fun stuff that I don't want to have to deal with, but is a part of the process. So we are going to hop into that, but I'm also going to do a little meet the artist thing. So I'm just going to be yapping about myself to you guys for a little bit because I haven't properly introduced myself and my interests and like what fandoms I'm part of, like what I've been reading, what I've been listening to. So not that that really matters. Go ahead and tune in. We're turning around. I got my water, ice water today. I'm feeling fancy. And my mango Arizona. I know it's juice cocktail. I don't care if it's juice cocktail. Sometimes just need to feel like I'm drinking Kool-Aid or Capri Sun like a little kid again. I don't give a fuck. Off we go. We're gonna get into this. Mari, I'm turning you around. Right, so you might be a little confused with this paper, but that is the little sneak peek of the blue heron drawing that we are doing for next week's video. It's just very bled through on both pages because I was using a lot of alcohol markers, so I just covered them up. I have these little construction sheets I pulled out. You'll see them at the kind of top corner. I think they're just from Michael's, but they're really smooth. And I was really feeling the blue and yellow. I'm sorry that is a little bit hard to see on the left side. I will show a better shot of it towards the end. It's not at all related to what I'm supposed to be doing. My name is Sophia. If you don't know, S-O-F-I-A, not S-O-P-H-I-A. Although I did meet a lot of kids. For some reason, the name was very popular my year of birth. And I had like 6 different Sophias in my grade with me in middle school, and like all of them were PHs. I think there was only like one I met down the line that had an F. So sometimes it makes me feel special, sometimes it makes me feel a little annoyed because like the only one, but I know it's like a super common name, so it's not that big of a deal. I actually didn't really like my name for a long time when I was a kid. I wanted to go by my middle name, or I wanted to like change it. I really liked the letter E. I was like, oh, I'd be so cool with an E or something like that, but I've grown to love my name. I think it actually winds up fitting me very well. It's got enough playfulness. I've got some really fun nicknames for my siblings. Like that is a plus of having such a simple but multi-syllabled name. I kind of have things written down so that I don't forget, but some of my favorite movies as a kid, oh god, this is kind of hard. Oh, actually it's not. I was obsessed with Cinderella. As an adult, Cinderella is like obviously not the best princess to be obsessed with, but like I think I loved Gus and Jacques and like the cat, Lucifer. I loved all the characters and loved the animals interacting with her, and her dress transformation is just a slay. So that was one of my favorite movies. Bambi was a favorite movie. I think because of the animals, because I can't watch it as an adult because it's very fucking sad. It hurts my feelings when he starts like calling it. Oh god, okay, I'm not gonna get into that. Number 1 on those, even above Cinderella and Bambi, is freaking Spirit. I was so close to coming out a horse girl. If I wasn't afraid of like manure and getting kicked in the face, I would be a horse girl. Because I freaking love Spirit. And to this day, that movie brings me to tears. The fact that there's so little dialogue, but I'm still brought to tears is just like, after all these years, is telling of how well that movie aged and continues to age. Animation, beautiful. Soundtrack, 8. Fucking score, Hans Zimmer has my heart. We will get into how much I love music later, but that is not right now thing. Favorite movies now? Oh, it is so hard. Okay, there's some more nostalgic ones on there, but there's also gonna be a couple more recent ones. For recent ones, I think the Dungeons and Dragons movie is one of my favorite movies I've ever watched. I truly don't get sick of it. Oh fuck, this is hard. I'm like, how do I pick a single favorite movie? This is terrible. Because I also love Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde is one of my favorite movies. I could probably quote it word for word. The Kung Fu Panda franchise and How to Train Your Dragon franchise are like some of my favorite things in the world. John Powell, he is another composer I absolutely adore. He knows what he's fucking doing. And is it a coincidence that both the composers that I love, both of the modern composers that I love the most, do things in 6/8? I don't know. They conduct in 6/8 a lot. If you listen, you will know and you will see. Next up on my list, I think my phone just died. Okay, no, we're good. Some of my favorite books as a child. My favorite book as a kid was A Color of His Own. I think it was by Leo Leone. I think that might be incorrect, but it was a chameleon, and he just wanted to fit into every single color, and then he like was kind of sad. I freaking love that book. That one, and obviously The Very Hungry Caterpillar, were some of my favorite books as a child. We had like multiple copies that I wrote my name in. Oh my gosh, one time I chucked it out from the library, and I freaking lost The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and I was so scared that I just didn't tell my parents about it, and it accrued like $60 in fines, and I used my piggy bank money to pay for it because I was like really scared, because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to jail over this book as a tiny little kid, like freaking out. I've been anxious my whole life. It's fine. Now, as an adult, some of my favorite books still include, because I first read The Hunger Games in middle school, and I read it almost every year just to see how it ages with my brain, and it has only gotten better, actually, as I've started reading it over and over and over again. And Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping, like, I haven't finished Sunrise, so don't spoil it for me, please, because I'm a busy lady sometimes. But I am being so well fed from Miss Suzanne Collins. She has my little literature heart, because the way that she manages to continue to build the worlds and make everything even better, have even more meaning, while still fleshing out every single character. I adore her writing, and I definitely want to read some of her other literature because it's really cool. If we're going in the like non-fiction area, this book called The Distance Between Us is a memoir. She emigrated over and she's telling her story, and it's like really low-key heartbreaking, but that book made my brain develop. I read it for a class in college, and then I like sobbed, could not put it down, and I was sobbing through the night. I think I took like a Snapchat memory at the time and was like, oh my god, this book, take it away from me. Obviously positive connotation, but that book, definitely I highly suggest reading. The writing is amazing, the imagery in it is amazing, and just like the general emotion and kind of philosophy of it all is very, very good. But prepare to cry. I'm gonna do a lot of younger and older ones because this is very hard to choose. But when I was a kid, my favorite music artist was, honestly, I'm gonna say Adele. I, to this day, know like every word to every one of her songs through all the albums. I really, really love Adele. But now as an adult, obviously, I don't tend to reach for her, which I was thinking about her, and I was like, damn, I need to go through discography again because it's really good. BT Dubs. I'm the kind of person to walk through a discography and listen to every single song just to know what I think. That doesn't tell you the levels of commitment I have to knowing an artist and their music, to know whether or not I like them. I don't know it will. Like in present day, I would consider my favorite artist Sarah Kinsley. I actually saved the playlist that has every single one of her songs on it, and I listen to it on a very consistent basis and don't have any skips. So I really, really like her composition. She does a lot of it's called like contact mic work, where she'll record her samples with a contact mic on her throat, we're all obviously on her vocal cords, and it creates a lot of very like ethereal, airy sounds. And some fandoms I'm a part of, I already dipped into this a little bit. I am part of the How to Train Your Dragon fandom, part of the Kung Fu Panda fandom, part of a lot of musical fandoms, and what else do I got on there? I feel like I'm missing something. I also just really like animals. I don't know what else to say about that. I feel like everyone's like, oh yeah, I like animals, but like, you do like animals the way that I like animals? I had this book. I will probably insert a photo here. It was called 500 Things You Should Know About Animals. I have it to this day. It is on my shelf because it's that important, with the same sticky notes I used in 3rd grade. It has a jaguar on the front and it's green. And it has like a metallic cover, like for the letters on the word animals. And It had like animal facts and little quizzes about the facts after you read through it. The font was really nice. I don't know, it's like very specific, but the font was really fun to read. And it had like activities and stuff you could do. I would literally read that book front to back multiple times a week and use it as like my reading log. Like I was obsessed. Also, another one in 3rd grade, I did a project on the acorn woodpecker, who is my spark bird. That's what really got me into birds and birding and everything like that. I did like a PowerPoint presentation as a little 3rd grader, put it on a CD and handed it in to the teacher, and she was very excited that I had gone so freaking hard on this project. Like, I printed out a picture of the bird, cut it out in foam, and then stuck the bird on top to make it look lifelike, and we had a piece of scrap wood in the garage, or not the garage, the backyard, and we drilled holes into it and like filled it with little clay to look like acorns. I went so hard. I was genuinely locked in. Like, I was that excited to give a presentation on this one little bird, because I have different like categories. My spark bird is the acorn woodpecker, but my favorite bird is honestly probably, this is really hard, I feel like I might just have to say it's a blue heron right now. They're kind of like, cranes and herons are taking the reins right now. But I love a lot of shorebirds. Like, I love plovers and stuff like that, and I do tend to favor like my local birds because I get to see them, and cormorants and stuff like that. But for raptors, I have always claimed the harpy eagle as my favorite raptor. They're literally massive. They're so cool. I need you to look up a picture of a harpy eagle versus person right now. It is so impressive. For some random mammals that are a little more niche, I love the tapir, specifically because of Go Diego Go as a kid. And there was like an episode with the tapir, and I was like, I know what that is. We went to the zoo. I saw one. I freaked out. I was so excited. That and the marmoset is a very specific primate. It's one of my favorite primates because of Go Diego Go, obviously. But she was singing in the cave, and it was like chirp, chirp, chirp. And she was sad because usually they chirp with their family, but she was stuck alone in the cave, and she was like chirping with the echoes to make it feel like it was her family, and she was so sad and scared, and that episode resonated with me clearly. So some primates. I got another mammal that isn't a primate in there. What else do I have? My favorite reptile is the blue-tongued skink. I think that's what I'll claim right now. I do also love monitor lizards, but the blue-tongued skink has my heart because it's just weird and I like it. Just like the idea of like a bright blue pigmented tongue to scare people off. Like, that's so cool. Oh, for amphibians, obviously the red-eyed tree frog. I know it's more classic. People, at least if they don't know the name, they know exactly what it looks like. I've liked that one for a very long time. It was one of the first like frogs they really drew for my shop, but also like for myself as a kid in my old sketchbooks and everything. I count seahorses in there. I really like seahorses, and I love mollusks in general, and like cephalopods. So like squids, freaking cool ass nudibranchs and snails, and octopi, like octopods, I think is actually how you say it. Love them. They're so cool, so interesting, so intelligent, and so resourceful. Yeah, that was how many minutes of me yapping about animals with no notes? Jesus Christ. I really like animals. So this is why I'm making this my whole artistic shtick, is that it's not just, oh, I draw wildlife. I genuinely really like animals. Don't diagnose me in the comments. I know what you are. That's someone else's job, but I don't want to get to that right now. All right, I do have another note here. Oh, the evolution of my favorite colors. That is so random, but it's something that I wonder if other people have, but my favorite color has not been my favorite color forever. I was a purple girl as a kid, even though I didn't own a lot of purple. I used to love purples, and then I like really got into jewel tones. I still love jewel tones, like these deep teals and emerald greens and stuff, but my favorite colors now as an adult who has been with these favorite colors for a lot longer now is specifically like burnt orange and Mike Wazowski green. The very like retro orange and green specifically. Those colors are some of my favorite. I use them in a lot of my art. I try to sneak orange and green into any piece because they're very contrasting and they're not as strong as like green and red as complementary colors, but I think they work very well because I like using that really warm tone green with a very deep saturated orange. Just a little get to know me. I think we covered a lot of topics besides animals, hopefully. Yeah, let's get to it. Hey, it's me again. Okay, we did a lot of doodling, sketching, like actual sketching today. What do we have? We have doggy sketches. They're low-key already falling onto the page. I'm gonna officially glue them down. I just used like a little adhesive thing. A good idea. But they're very cute. I like the colors I chose. I kind of want to do another blue and yellow thing like this. This one was a little bit harder to see and I wanted using a ballpoint pen that I didn't really like that much, but I wanted to just kind of get it over with. Those are the drawings. I hope you enjoyed this like get to know me with me. We are growing a lot and I wanted to make sure I had like an actual introduction for you guys because we need to know where we stand. There are some things you just gotta lay out and make sure everyone knows. So I'm still kind of debating whether it's worth it to do realism or semi-realism for the portraits. Definitely let me know in the comments what you tend to lean towards when you're buying art. If you're commissioning art, I feel like I tend to go the silly route. Oh, also, update. The limited edition Heron print is officially done. I'm gonna get sent it to printing. That is actually next week's video. It is a nice and long one, full of drawing, full of color, full of wrist pain, full of back pain. Keep an eye on the shop this week. I have so many stickers that are restocked. I have new stickers that I had ordered but didn't put up. So they're gonna be listed. There's gonna be a massive clearance sale to get old stock out. Then we're gonna put on the limited edition print and sticker sale to fund my Epson printer. And I'll do a little like goal counter and everything. So it'll be pretty fun. I hope you guys check it out. Yeah, links are in all of my bios. If you can't find it on the YouTube, which it is on the YouTube, you can find it on the Instagram links or the Threads links because TikTok does not let me put a link in my bio yet. Actually, all I got for you. Drink some water, take care of your mind, take your meds, and I'll see you in the next video where we draw a blue heron. Yeah.